The annals of military history chronicle a transformative evolution in the art of warfare, where armored units became the vanguard of modern conflict. Within this shifting landscape, the visionary leadership of Generals Erwin Rommel, Bernard Montgomery, and George S. Patton each played a distinctive role in shaping the trajectory of armored warfare. Their contributions, though unique, were interwoven into a fabric of military strategy, leaving an indelible mark on the 20th century battlefield and beyond. Howdy, I'm just some random nude dude sitting in my closet talking to myself. It's also where I celebrate the power of free thinking and encourage bold ideas. As a society, we're often afraid to challenge the norms and think outside the box, but here, I embrace the unconventional. So sit back, relax, and join me on this journey of exploration, where we embrace our inner nude dude and push boundaries to discover new perspectives. The annals of military history bear witness to the relentless evolution of warfare, where innovation and adaptation have often determined the victors on the battlefield. In the tumultuous theaters of World War II, a trio of legendary commanders emerged, each leaving an indelible mark on the landscape of armored warfare. Generals Erwin Rommel, Bernard Montgomery, and George S. Patton were at the forefront of this transformative era, where the clanking of tanks and the roar of engines heralded a new age of mechanized combat. Theirs was a world where steel behemoths rolled across scorched deserts and thundered through European landscapes, where the mastery of mobility and the orchestration of combined arms operations were the keys to victory. Yet, beneath the thunderous tracks and amidst the deafening gun salvos lay a nuanced symphony of strategic brilliance, innovative thinking, logistics mastery, unwavering discipline, and a competitive spirit that reshaped the very fabric of warfare. In this exploration, we'll embark on a journey through the battlefields of North Africa and Europe, where these three remarkable commanders carved their legacy. Their campaigns not only define the contours of their era, but continue to illuminate the path of modern armored warfare. From Rommel's audacious Blitzkrieg tactics to Montgomery's methodical coordination and Patton's aggressive maneuver warfare, we delve into their distinct styles, innovations, and contributions. This narrative goes beyond the clangor of tanks and the smoke of battle. It delves into the logistics that sustained the relentless offensives and the discipline that propelled their forces to victory. It examines the strategic thinking that influenced not only the course of World War II, but also the doctrines that guide military operations into the 21st century. The enduring legacies of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton are etched into the annals of military history and continue to inspire and guide contemporary military leaders. As we traverse their campaigns and strategies, we unearth the enduring principles that shape the future of armored warfare. These commanders, fierce rivals and brilliant tacticians, were architects of change, and their impact resonates across generations of military thinkers, ensuring that the clank of steel and the roar of engines remains a symphony of strategic innovation and battlefield excellence. To appreciate the evolution of armored warfare, we must journey through the annals of military history, where the seeds of modern armored units were sown amid the clash of civilizations and the changing dynamics of warfare. The concept of armored warfare has roots that stretch back to ancient civilizations. In the realms of Mesopotamia and Egypt, chariots, often equipped with rudimentary armor, represented the earliest form of mechanized warfare. These chariots combined speed, maneuverability, and offensive capabilities to dominate early battlefields. The Middle Ages witnessed the evolution of armored warfare with the rise of knights in shining armor. Clad in plate armor and mounted on powerful war horses, knights represented a formidable force on the battlefield. Their armored suits offered protection against traditional weaponry, while their lances and swords could deliver devastating charges. The horrors of trench warfare during World War I prompted a seismic shift in military thinking. Innovators like Sir Ernest Swinton and Sir Winston Churchill proposed the concept of armored vehicles to break the deadlock of trench warfare. This led to the birth of the tank, a tracked armored vehicle armed with machine guns and, later, larger caliber cannons. Though these early tanks were crude by modern standards, they marked the beginning of mechanized warfare. The interwar period between World Wars I and II saw experimentation with armored vehicles. Different nations developed their tanks, seeking the optimal balance between protection, firepower, and mobility. Innovations in tank technology, such as sloped armor and improved suspension systems, laid the groundwork for the tanks of World War II. It was in the crucible of World War II that the true potential of armored warfare was unleashed. German generals, including Erwin Rommel, embraced tanks as the vanguard of offensives. Blitzkrieg, or lightning warfare, tactics emerged, emphasizing speed, mobility, and the coordinated use of tanks, infantry, and artillery. This marked a revolutionary departure from static warfare, and tanks became the spearhead of swift, audacious maneuvers. The legacy of World War II continued to influence armored warfare in the post-war era. The Cold War saw the development of ever more powerful and sophisticated tanks, symbolizing the competition between East and West. Innovations like composite armor, advanced targeting systems, and increased firepower shaped the modern tank. In the 21st century, armored warfare continues to evolve. Challenges include adapting to asymmetric warfare, integrating electronic systems for communication and protection, and addressing the threats posed by anti-tank guided missiles and improvised explosive devices. The nature of armored warfare is shifting, necessitating a constant cycle of adaptation and innovation. This historical perspective illuminates the rich tapestry of armored warfare's evolution. From the chariots of ancient times to the armored knights of medieval Europe, from the early tanks of World War I to the armored blitzkrieg of World War II and beyond, the journey of armored warfare is one of continual transformation and adaptation. It's within this context that the contributions of visionary commanders like Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton find their place, shaping the strategies and tactics that continue to define the modern battlefield. The cataclysmic conflict of World War I not only reshaped political boundaries, but also catalyzed a revolutionary transformation in military thinking. Trench warfare had locked armies into static, deadly battles, necessitating innovative solutions to break the deadly stalemate. It was within this crucible of trench warfare and technological innovation that the concept of armored warfare began to take shape. The trenches of World War I represented a grim reality of warfare. Soldiers on both sides endured horrific conditions, caught in a web of barbed wire, machine gun fire, and incessant artillery bombardments. Conventional infantry assaults were met with devastating casualties, leading to an impasse that seemed insurmountable. As the war ground on, military thinkers and inventors sought new ways to overcome the stalemate. Among these visionaries were Sir Ernest Swinton and Sir Winston Churchill in Britain, who championed the idea of land ships, armored vehicles that could traverse the treacherous terrain of no man's land. The culmination of these efforts was the development of the tank, a tracked, armored vehicle designed to cross the shell-pocked landscape of the Western Front. The British Mark I tank, with its caterpillar tracks and armament, was an early embodiment of this concept. Its debut at the Battle of Flers-Courcelette in 1916 marked a significant moment in military history. The early tanks were far from the formidable war machines of later years. They were slow, mechanically unreliable, and prone to breakdowns. Their initial designs were crude, with armor plates riveted onto their frames. However, they showed potential in overcoming the challenges of trench warfare. Tanks had a psychological impact on the battlefield. Their appearance was alien and intimidating, and they provided mobile cover for infantry. During the Battle of Cambrai in 1917, British tanks, deployed in significant numbers, achieved notable success in breaking through enemy lines, showcasing the potential for this new form of warfare. The development of tanks during World War I laid the groundwork for future armored warfare. Lessons learned from the early tank successes and failures contributed to the evolution of tank design and tactics in the interwar period. While the tanks of World War I were relatively primitive compared to later generations, they were the pioneers of the new form of warfare. Their emergence marked the beginning of armored warfare as a distinct branch of military strategy, setting the stage for the revolutionary developments of World War II. World War I was a crucible of innovation that gave birth to the concept of armored warfare. The introduction of tanks, despite their early limitations, represented a turning point in military thinking. These early armored vehicles broke the trench warfare stalemate and laid the foundation for the development of more advanced tanks and the evolution of modern armored tactics in the decades to come. The birth of tanks in World War I is a testament to the adaptability and ingenuity of military leaders and inventors in the face of the most challenging circumstances. Erwin Rommel's early success in North Africa, exemplified by the daring tactics of Blitzkrieg and swift maneuverability, provided the world with a glimpse of the future. Rommel's philosophy emphasized mobility, combined arms operations, and the relentless pursuit of the enemy. His audacious offensives not only disrupted entrenched positions, but also set the stage for a revolution in military thought. The legacy of Rommel, the Desert Fox, extends far beyond the battlefield successes. It encompasses a profound transformation in the very essence of armored warfare. Rommel's ideas, developed and refined during his tenure as a German tank commander in World War II, marked a paradigm shift in military thinking. His visionary approach transcended the traditional confines of static warfare, paving the way for the audacious and dynamic tactics that would come to define modern armored warfare. As World War II raged across Europe, the lessons of World War I were still fresh in the minds of military commanders. Trench warfare had led to a protracted, brutal stalemate, necessitating innovative strategies to break the deadlock. Rommel, who had experienced the horrors of World War I firsthand, understood the need for a new approach. The hallmark of Rommel's theories was the concept of Blitzkrieg, or lightning warfare. This revolutionary approach prioritized speed, mobility, and the coordinated use of tanks, infantry, and artillery. It called for swift and audacious offensives aimed at disrupting and disorienting the enemy. Central to Rommel's paradigm shift was the emphasis on speed. He recognized that the mobility of tanks could be a game changer on the battlefield. His armored units were trained to move quickly and decisively, outmaneuvering the enemy and creating opportunities for breakthroughs. Rommel's theories echoed the importance of combined arms operations, a concept rooted in the synergy of infantry, artillery, and air support. His forces were not isolated entities, but harmonious symphonies of power, each component complementing the other to create a force greater than the sum of its parts. Rommel's approach was characterized by maneuver warfare. He favored flanking maneuvers, encirclements, and exploiting enemy weaknesses. Instead of entrenched positions, his forces sought to engage the enemy on their terms, taking full advantage of the fluidity of armored warfare. The cornerstone of Rommel's theories was decentralized command. He trusted his subordinates to make rapid decisions and take initiative based on the evolving situation of the battlefield. This approach allowed his forces to adapt quickly and seize opportunities. Despite the emphasis on speed, Rommel understood the importance of logistics and maintenance. A well-supplied and well-maintained force was essential for sustaining the relentless pace of Blitzkrieg offensives. His meticulous attention to supply lines ensured his forces remained operational. Rommel was not bound by tradition. He embraced technological advancements, incorporating them into his tactics. From the integration of modern weaponry to the utilization of electronic communication systems, he ensured that his forces were ahead of the curve. Rommel's theories represented a seismic shift in the way armored warfare was conceived and executed. His emphasis on speed, mobility, combined arms operation, maneuver warfare, decentralized command, logistics, and adaptation to technology laid the foundation for the Blitzkrieg tactics that defined much of World War II. Rommel's legacy is not confined to the history books, but lives on as a guiding light for those who navigate the complexities of the modern battlefield, forever marking a paradigm shift in armored warfare's evolution. Enter General Bernard Montgomery, who assumed the command of the British Eighth Army in North Africa. Montgomery brought a methodical and disciplined approach to the theater. His leadership, exemplified during the Second Battle of El Alamein, demonstrated the effectiveness of combining well-prepared troops, coordinated attacks, and meticulous planning. Montgomery's victory was marked as a pivotal turning point in the North African campaign. Montgomery's assumption of command over the British Eighth Army in North Africa marked a turning point in the campaign against Rommel's Africa Corps. Montgomery's leadership was characterized by a methodical and disciplined approach that brought stability and renewed vigor to the Allied forces. His crowning achievement came in the form of the Second Battle of El Alamein, a battle that would alter the course of the North African theater. Upon taking up command, Montgomery faced a demoralized and battle-worn Eighth Army. One of his initial priorities was to restore morale and discipline among his troops. He implemented rigorous training regimens and instilled a sense of professionalism and purpose in his soldiers. Montgomery's leadership helped transform a beleaguered force into a confident and cohesive fighting unit. Montgomery was a meticulous planner, and this trait became particularly evident in his preparations for the Second Battle of El Alamein. He spent months carefully crafting a comprehensive battle plan, taking into account terrain, logistics, and the strengths and weaknesses of both his own forces and Rommel's. Every detail, from timing to coordination, was thought through. Central to Montgomery's strategy was the concept of coordinated attacks. He recognized the importance of combining infantry, artillery, and armor in synchronized assaults. His plan for El Alamein called for a series of set-piece attacks that aimed to wear down the enemy systematically. This approach allowed for the conservation of resources and the steady advancement of the front line. Montgomery was acutely aware of the need for robust logistical support. He ensured that supply lines were well maintained, and his troops had access to ample reserves of ammunition, fuel, and food. His logistical prowess was a key factor in the sustainability of the Eighth Army's offensives. Montgomery understood the psychological aspect of warfare. He employed various tactics to boost the morale of his troops and demoralize the enemy. This included a clear and confident communication style, assurances of support, and the deliberate show of strength. The culmination of Montgomery's methodical approach was the Second Battle of El Alamein, which began on October 23, 1942. His carefully crafted plan involved a series of set-piece attacks with strong artillery support. The battle raged for several days, during which the Eighth Army steadily pushed back Rommel's forces. Montgomery's patience and unwavering commitment to his plan paid off as the battle ended in a decisive Allied victory. The victory at El Alamein was a turning point in the North African campaign. It halted Rommel's advance and initiated a sustained Allied offensive that eventually drove Axis forces out of North Africa. Montgomery's methodical approach to leadership and the meticulously planned Second Battle of El Alamein showcased his strengths as a commander. His emphasis on rebuilding morale, coordinated attacks, logistical preparation, and psychological warfare played a pivotal role in the success of the British Eighth Army in North Africa. Montgomery's legacy extends beyond the battlefields of El Alamein, as his disciplined and strategic leadership left an enduring mark on the military thinking and strategy. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, General George S. Patton absorbed the lessons of armored warfare. Influenced by Rommel and Montgomery, Patton added his own distinct brand of aggressive leadership and tactical brilliance to the field. His relentless training, motivation, and unyielding commitment to offensive action solidified his reputation as an icon of American armored warfare. Patton, the indomitable American commander, made distinctive contributions to the evolution of armored warfare during World War II. While influenced by the innovative ideas of Rommel, Patton brought his own unique insights and refinements to the field, leaving an indelible mark on the art of armored warfare from the American perspective. One of Patton's defining characteristics was his unyielding commitment to offensive action. He believed in taking the initiative, pressing the attack, and keeping the enemy off balance. His aggressive stance mirrored Rommel's approach, but had its own distinct qualities. Patton's leadership style was characterized by his personal presence on the front lines. He often led from the front, instilling a sense of confidence and determination in his troops. His audacity in the heat of battle became legendary and inspired those under his command. Patton was a firm believer in rigorous training and discipline. He understood that well-prepared and disciplined troops were more effective on the battlefield. His emphasis on training ensured that his forces were capable of executing complex maneuvers with precision. Patton possessed a unique ability to motivate his troops. His charismatic speeches and unwavering belief in victory played a pivotal role in boosting morale among his units. He understood the psychological aspect of warfare and used it to his advantage. Patton's North African campaign put him in direct competition with Rommel, the Desert Fox. This rivalry was not merely about implementing similar tactics, but a competition of strategic thinking. Both commanders adapted and innovated to outmaneuver each other, contributing to the evolution of armored warfare. Patton had a strong focus on logistics and supply chain management, much like Rommel and Montgomery. He recognized that a well-supplied and well-maintained armored force was essential for success. His meticulous attention to logistical details ensured that his forces remained combat-ready. Patton's battlefield success was built on the effective integration of combined arms. He understood the importance of coordinating tanks, infantry, artillery, and air support to achieve decisive victories. His ability to orchestrate these elements in harmony was the hallmark of his leadership. Patton's strategies were marked by flexibility and adaptability. He was known for his ability to rapidly adjust his plans based on changing circumstances. This agility on the battlefield allowed him to exploit opportunities and respond to threats effectively. Patton's refinement in armored warfare went beyond mere emulation of Rommel's ideas. While influenced by the Desert Fox, Patton added his own innovations, leadership style, and emphasis on training and discipline to the field. His aggressive offensive doctrine, relentless focus on motivating his troops, and ability to adapt to changing situations contributed to the evolution of armored warfare from an American perspective. The competitive rivalry with Rommel in North Africa challenged traditional military doctrines and elevated the art of tank warfare to new heights, leaving an enduring legacy in the annals of military history. North Africa became the crucible where the ideas of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton converged and sometimes collided. Their competition was not limited to battlefield victories. It extended to strategic thinking and innovation. Each commander adapted and sought to outmaneuver the other, driving the evolution of armored warfare. The North African theater during World War II witnessed not only the clash of armies, but also the competitive rivalry among three notable commanders, Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton. This rivalry was not limited to the battlefield, but extended to strategic thinking, innovation, and the quest for military supremacy. Each commander brought their unique approach, creating a dynamic that both challenged and inspired, ultimately contributing to the evolution of armored warfare. Rommel, known as the Desert Fox, had already earned a formidable reputation as a master tactician during the early stages of the North African campaign. His Blitzkrieg tactics, characterized by audacious offensives, rapid maneuverability, and the ability to exploit enemy weaknesses, to set the stage for a new era in armored warfare. Rommel's early successes and unorthodox strategies caught the attention of his adversaries and compelled them to adapt. Montgomery's appointment as the commander of the British Eighth Army marked a shift in strategy. Montgomery, with his methodical and disciplined approach, brought stability to the Allied forces in North Africa. His emphasis on meticulous planning, coordinated attacks, and the restoration of morale transformed the Eighth Army into a formidable fighting force. Montgomery's leadership provided a counterbalance to Rommel's audacity, setting the stage for a competitive rivalry in the theater. While initially operating in the western desert of North Africa, Patton observed the evolving dynamics between Rommel and Montgomery. Influenced by Rommel's Blitzkrieg tactics and inspired by Montgomery's meticulous planning, Patton developed his own aggressive leadership style. His relentless commitment to offensive action and rapid advances marked him as a formidable adversary to Rommel and Montgomery alike. The competitive environment spurred innovations and adaptations. Rommel's audacity forced his adversaries to reevaluate their defensive strategies, while Montgomery's meticulous planning influenced their approach to coordinated offensives. Patton, on the other hand, added dynamism and aggressive maneuvering to the mix. Each commander borrowed elements from the others, leading to a rich exchange of ideas and tactics. Beyond the battlefield, the rivalry extended to strategic thinking. Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton each sought to outmaneuver the other in terms of overall campaign strategy. Their efforts contributed to the evolution of armored warfare as they continually refined their approaches in response to the ever-changing dynamics of the North African theater. The competitive rivalry between these commanders was not merely a clash of egos, but a crucible of innovation. It influenced the development of modern armored warfare, emphasizing the importance of mobility, combined arms operations, logistics, discipline, and aggressive leadership. The lessons learned in North Africa would resonate far beyond the theater, shaping the strategies and doctrines of future armored warfare. The competitive rivalry between Generals Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton was a driving force in the North African theater of World War II. It fueled innovation, adaptation, and strategic thinking, ultimately contributing to the evolution of armored warfare. While they each had their unique styles and approaches, their interactions on the battlefield and in the theater's broader strategic context left an indelible mark on the history of military leadership and strategy. The principles of combined arms operation and mobility underpinned the strategies of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton. The leaders understood the synergy between infantry, artillery, and air support with armored units. Montgomery's disciplined approach and Rommel's audacity were counterpoints in a dynamic theater, while Patton added his own dynamism to the mix. In the crucible of North Africa during World War II, the concept of combined arms operation and mobility emerged as a critical cornerstone for the success of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton. These commanders understood that the integration of infantry, artillery, air support, and armor, coupled with the ability to maneuver swiftly, was paramount in achieving battlefield supremacy. Their individual approaches to these principles, while distinct, collectively reshaped the nature of armored warfare. Rommel's Blitzkrieg doctrine was characterized by lightning-fast offensives that combined infantry, tanks, and air support. He believed in achieving tactical surprise and exploiting enemy weaknesses. Rommel's audacious approach involved close coordination between tank units and infantry, with artillery providing critical fire support. Mobility was a key, as he sought to outmaneuver and encircle his adversaries. Montgomery, on the other hand, adopted a methodical approach to combined arms operations. He emphasized meticulous planning and coordination, ensuring that infantry, artillery, and armor worked together harmoniously. Montgomery's set-piece attacks, exemplified during the Second Battle of El Alamein, were carefully orchestrated endeavors that aimed to wear down the enemy systematically. His deliberate approach highlighted the effectiveness of combined arms cooperation. Patton added his own unique brand of aggressive maneuver warfare to the theater. Patton believed in the rapid and relentless advance of armored units. He combined the firepower of tanks with the speed of mechanized infantry and utilized air support for reconnaissance and close air support. Patton's aggressive mobility caught his adversaries off guard, and he was known for his ability to exploit openings in enemies' defenses. While Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton had varying styles, their campaigns demonstrated the power of synergy between infantry, artillery, and armor. In battles such as El Alamein and the breakout from the Normandy beachheads, these commanders showcased the effectiveness of well-coordinated combined arms operations. Infantry provided essential ground control, artillery delivered devastating firepower, and tanks offered mobility and firepower. Behind the scenes of these combined arms offensives lay the critical role of logistics. Maintaining a steady supply of ammunition, fuel, and spare parts was vital to keeping these mobile forces operational. All three commanders recognized the importance of logistics in sustaining their offensives and ensured that supply lines were well maintained. The emphasis on combined arms operation and mobility by Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton left an enduring legacy in modern armored warfare. Their approaches continued to inform the tactics and strategies of contemporary armored units. The synergy between infantry, armor, artillery, and air support, coupled with rapid mobility, remains a fundamental principle in the planning and execution of modern military operations. The North African theater of World War II served as a testing ground for the principles of combined arms operation and mobility. Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton, each in their unique way, showcased the significance of coordinating infantry, artillery, and armor, while leveraging the mobility of mechanized forces. Their contributions collectively shaped the evolution of armored warfare and remained relevant lessons to military leaders facing the challenges of the modern battlefield. Beyond the tactics and strategies, logistics and discipline formed the backbone of their success. Rommel's logistical innovations in the harsh desert conditions, Montgomery's meticulous supply chain management, and Patton's attention to detail ensured that their armored units remained combat ready. In the theater of World War II, where armored warfare reigned supreme, the ability to sustain relentless offensives hinged on the meticulous management of logistics and unwavering discipline. The generals recognized the vital role that logistics played in keeping their armored units combat ready and the importance of discipline in maintaining efficiency. These aspects were fundamental to the success of their campaigns. Operating in the unforgiving African desert, Rommel faced immense logistical challenges. He masterfully managed his supply lines, often relying on captured enemy equipment and resources. Rommel's ability to improvise and adapt to the harsh desert conditions was a testament to his logistical prowess. His units were known for their ability to operate with minimal resources, allowing them to remain agile and responsive. Montgomery, on the other hand, adopted a meticulous approach to logistics. He recognized that a well-maintained and well-supplied force was crucial to success. Montgomery ensured that supply lines were secure, and his troops had access to ample reserves of ammunition, fuel, and rations. His attention to detail and logistics played a significant role in sustaining the British Eighth Army's offensives. Patton placed a premium on discipline within his forces. He demanded rigorous training and maintained strict discipline among his troops. This discipline extended to the maintenance of equipment. Patton's insistence on thorough maintenance ensured that his armored units remained in peak operational condition. His emphasis on discipline contributed to the efficiency and combat readiness of his forces. All three commanders faced logistical challenges, whether it was the harsh desert environment of North Africa, the vast distances of the Western European theater, or the need to keep mobile armored forces supplied. Their resilience and adaptability in the face of these challenges was notable. They developed innovative solutions, such as using captured enemy equipment or establishing efficient supply networks. Discipline within their respective forces was not only about maintaining order, but also about enhancing combat effectiveness. Well-disciplined troops could execute orders efficiently and effectively. This discipline extended to the ability to coordinate combined arms operations, respond to changing battlefield conditions, and adhere to the commander's strategies. The symbiotic relationship between logistics and discipline was evident in the successful armored offensives led by Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton. Logistics provided the necessary resources to sustain operations, while discipline ensured that those resources were used effectively. This combination allowed the units to maintain a high level of combat readiness throughout their campaigns. The emphasis on logistics and discipline by the commanders continues to influence modern military thinking. The importance of maintaining well-supplied and disciplined forces remains a fundamental principle in contemporary military operations. The lessons learned from the logistical challenges and disciplined forces of World War II continue to guide military leaders in the 21st century. The successes of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton in armored warfare was underpinned by their ability to manage logistics effectively and maintain discipline within their forces. Their approaches, whether improvisational, meticulous, or demanding, showcased the critical role of logistics and discipline in sustaining offenses and achieving victory on the battlefield. These lessons endure as essential components of modern military strategy and preparedness. The legacies of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton continue to influence modern armored warfare. Their innovations, adaptability, and commitment to offensive action served as timeless lessons for commanders navigating the complexities of the modern battlefield. The legacies of Generals Erwin Rommel, Bernard Montgomery, and George S. Patton extend far beyond their lifetimes, continuing to shape the landscape of modern armored warfare and military leadership. These commanders left indelible marks on the principles, strategies, and doctrines that guide contemporary military operations. The innovative approaches of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton fundamentally transformed armored warfare. Rommel's Blitzkrieg tactics emphasized speed, maneuverability, and audacity. Montgomery's methodical planning and coordinated attacks highlighted the importance of disciplined combined arms operation. Patton's aggressive maneuver warfare showcased the effectiveness of rapid and relentless advances. These innovations remain relevant in modern armored warfare, where speed, coordination, and audacity are paramount. The emphasis on combined arms operation, which involves the seamless integration of infantry, artillery, air support, and armor, continues to define modern military doctrine. The synergy between different elements of a force enhances its combat effectiveness and adaptability. Lessons learned from Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton's campaigns underscore the significance of coordinating diverse assets to achieve battlefield supremacy. Mobility remains a force multiplier in modern armored warfare. The ability to rapidly maneuver and respond to changing battlefield conditions is essential. Rommel's desert offensives, Montgomery's methodical advances, and Patton's lightning-quick maneuvers all exemplify the enduring importance of mobility. In contemporary warfare, mechanized and armored units rely on mobility to outmaneuver adversaries and seize the initiative. The logistical expertise demonstrated by these commanders in challenging theaters like North Africa and Europe underscore the critical role of logistics in modern military operations. Ensuring a well-maintained and well-supplied force remains a cornerstone of military readiness. The lessons of improvisation, meticulous planning, and resourcefulness continue to inform logistics strategies in the 21st century. The emphasis of discipline and leadership exhibited by Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton sets the standard for modern military professionalism. Disciplined troops execute orders efficiently, adapt to changing circumstances, and maintain morale even in the face of adversity. Their leadership styles, whether audacious like Rommel's, methodical like Montgomery's, or aggressive like Patton's, serve as the archetypes for military leaders seeking to inspire and lead their forces effectively. The competitive rivalry and strategic thinking of these commanders contributed to the evolution of military strategy. Their ability to adapt to changing circumstances and innovate in the face of challenges remains relevant in contemporary conflict scenarios. Military leaders today draw inspiration from the dynamic strategies that emerged from the North African theater. The legacies of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton are embedded in military education worldwide. Their campaigns and leadership styles are studied and analyzed, providing valuable case studies for future generations of military leaders. The enduring lessons from their experiences continue to shape the curriculum at military academies and institutions. Beyond their impact on armored warfare, the legacies of these commanders extend globally. Their names are synonymous with military leadership and innovation. Lessons learned from their experiences in North Africa and Europe resonate with military professionals across the world, transcending national boundaries. The enduring legacies of Generals Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton are enduring sources of inspiration and guidance in modern armored warfare and military leadership. Their innovative approaches, emphasis on combined arms operation, mobility, logistics, discipline, and adaptability continue to inform military doctrine and strategies in the 21st century. These commanders remain towering figures in the annals of military history, forever shaping the way we think about and conduct warfare. In the crucible of World War II, amidst the shifting sands of North Africa and the sweeping battlefields of Europe, Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton etched their names into the annals of military history as visionaries who forever altered the course of armored warfare. Their contributions went beyond the clashing of tanks and the roar of engines. They rewrote the strategic playbook and set in motion a revolution that reverberates through the corridors of modern military doctrine. The enduring legacy of these armored visionaries is etched in the principles they championed and the strategies they forged. Rommel's audacious Blitzkrieg tactics, marked by speed, maneuverability, and relentless pursuit of the enemy, set ablaze the imagination of military thinkers worldwide. Montgomery's meticulous planning, disciplined coordination, and set-piece attacks showcased the power of methodical combined arms operation. Patton's aggressive maneuver warfare, characterized by rapid and relentless advances, embodied the spirit of audacity in armored combat. Their respective styles, while distinct, converged in their emphasis on the synergy between infantry, artillery, air support, and armor, a testament to the enduring importance of combined arms operations. The fluidity of armored warfare, driven by mobility, remained a force multiplier in the campaigns of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton, a lesson that resonates in the contemporary world of mechanized warfare. Yet, their contributions extend beyond the battlefield. Rommel, the Desert Fox, displayed remarkable logistic ingenuity in the harsh deserts of North Africa, proving that adaptability and resourcefulness were as vital as firepower. Montgomery's meticulous approach to logistics ensured that his forces remained well supplied and combat ready, setting a standard for sustainment. Patton's unyielding discipline and relentless training instills professionalism, transforming his troops into a well-oiled machine. The strategic thinking and adaptability exhibited by these commanders were instrumental in navigating the complexities of the theater of war. Their competitive rivalry, though fierce, fostered innovation and dynamism. It led to the evolution of military doctrine and developed new tactics and the refinement of logistical strategies. As we reflect on the enduring legacies of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton, we recognize that their contributions continue to shape the landscape of modern armored warfare. Their names are not invoked merely as historical figures, but as beacons of inspiration for contemporary military leaders. The lessons learned from their experiences transcend the boundaries of time and geography, guiding the strategies and doctrines of the 21st century armed forces. The legacy of these armored visionaries are woven into the very fabric of military leadership and strategy. They remind us that innovation, adaptability, discipline, and combined arms operations are the pillars of success in modern warfare. The clank of steel and the roar of engines may have faded from the battlefields they once ruled, but the strategic brilliance they embodied remains ever present, a testament to the enduring impact of Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton on the future of armored warfare. The evolution of armored warfare, from Rommel's ideas to Montgomery and Patton's refinements, represents a collaborative effort to reshape the art of war. While each commander brought their unique perspective and strategies to the forefront, their contributions were part of a collective endeavor that propelled the development of armored warfare into the 20th century and continues to influence military thinking in the 21st century. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this video informative and thought-provoking. This is the point where others tell you, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content just like this. But we know that kind of thing is for losers. Don't be a loser. And as always, I welcome your feedback and ideas for future videos in the comments section below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing your inner nude, dude.